everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Happy Thursday. We are back and at it again with Chantal. We talk basically every week. We just talk about different conditions in the body, different conditions that a lot of people deal with, and then how you're able to support that naturally. So that's kind of just what we do. That's our thing. So
Exactly.
Today, we're going to talk about PCOS. We're going to talk about PCOS and fertility issues. I, for one, had PCOS myself, and it was very difficult to get pregnant and to stay pregnant. Within that first trimester, you have a very rough time. If you get pregnant, you have a very rough time keeping the baby in the first trimester if you have PCOS.
Yes.
That's a thing, right? So there's a lot of heartbreak around it, and there's a lot of ups and downs and roller coasters, and a lot of money spent, y'all. We spend a lot of money to have our babies and to get pregnant to even have our babies. There's so much money in this industry that if we could optimize our own systems and our own bodies to do the thing on its own, how cool would that be?
Yeah.
How cool would it be? So, Chantal, go ahead and nerd out on us. You are welcome to nerd out on us about, this is your invitation.
Yes. On a weekly basis.
Yes. We've got, a scheduled nerd out session is what's going on. Go ahead. Let's talk about PCOS specifically first, and maybe just describe what that is to people, and maybe symptoms that maybe people don't even realize they have it.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing is that it's a hormonal issue, the first thing, and it's an inflammation issue, the second thing, because what happens is on the ovaries you make some cysts that are secreting either too much or too little estrogen, progesterone, and it acts basically as a natural
birth
control. Yes, it does. So what happens is when that happens, it's like you don't know how to get pregnant because of the all the xenoestrogen that your body naturally secretes because of that specific condition. So I mean, my cat is having a fur problem. It's all over the place. Anyways, live people live, you know. So I mean, what happens is because of that condition specifically, your women are having a hard time getting pregnant because of that, because of all the problems related to PCOS, the inflammation, the oversecretion of hormones that act like birth control, basically. So when it's not addressed and the xenoestrogens that are secreted are not flushed, well, you're infertile. I mean, it's you spend a whole lot of money on dealing with that problem specifically because of that.
Right.
So it's and unfortunately now even the scores of infertility had to go down, like the sperm counts or the ovaries, the secretion of ovaries, because it's a social issue now because of all of the toxins that we have in our environment, in our food and everything. The sperm counts and the ovary counts had to go down because there were so many issues of and it's not better because even though the counts went down in the blood work and in that, it's not dealing with the problem per se. It's just dealing with the psychological problem of people knowing that, before you had between this and this, and you were fertile, and between this and this you weren't, or you were going to have problems. But now it's between this and this that you're fertile, and between this and this, so I mean, it's not dealing with the problem per se. It's just dealing with the psychological, issue, society issue of, just saying that more and more people are having problems now.
Yeah. And and what you're saying, I need to spit this out. What you're saying is, the fertility is going down, right? The good fertility is going down. Like people are not as fertile as they used to be. And it's because of the toxins that are in, we talked about it last week, but it's because of the toxins that are in darn near everything, you guys. So it's from what you clean your windows with to the cup that you drink your water out of. It is in everything, to the water you brush your teeth with, guys. Like I was talking to somebody yesterday, and I said it in a way that I've never said it before, but I want to repeat it now in a broadcast. Whenever I was talking to her yesterday, I said to our ancestors, and I've said this a bunch, but our ancestors before obviously wouldn't have needed this juice that we drink, or they wouldn't have needed to flood their body with antioxidants, because they didn't live in such a toxic environment, and because they weren't eating toxic food. But us these days, we have to drink this juice, or we have to ingest all of these antioxidants just to be normal, you guys, just to be okay, just to be above disease. Okay. Like that. And when we're not doing that, if you're sitting here watching this right now and you're not doing this, you're doing a slow descent, okay, into not feeling good or not feeling your best, right? And I'm not trying to scare you by any means, but I am letting you know this is the reality, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's just the truth, you guys. It's the truth. And it's affecting our fertility, for crying out loud. I mean, how many people are out there trying to have babies, spending tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? Just to get pregnant and keep the baby. And then really what you can do is you would be able to just totally take on antioxidants into your body, flush out those toxins, get your body into a good place, and then it wants to get pregnant. We've had 2 people, and this isn't magic juice or anything like that. It's just nutrients, you guys. But we have 2 people that one person had been trying for years to get pregnant, and another person had been trying for 15 months, okay? Both of them drank the juice for 1 month. Both of them got pregnant. I'm not saying it's the juice that did it, but man, isn't that a coincidence? That's all that I'm saying. So off my soapbox. See, there we go with my soapbox again. It's my Thursday soapbox. Good grief. So that would be the PCOS. What other fertility issues are you seeing? Are you seeing that people are having?
Well, in men, it's going to be the sperm count that's going to be decreasing, and more and more in men, and in women, it's all their hormonal fluctuation all the time. The variation of estrogen and progesterone. That's not, and when they do get pregnant, well, they don't secrete enough progesterone to keep the baby. So that's because you need estrogen to get pregnant, but you need progesterone to keep being pregnant. that's
really
that's the main thing most of the time. So the balance of these two hormones are deficient now. Either there's too much of one, not enough of the other, or vice versa. And it needs to be balanced. Our body wants to, but most of the time it can't, because of the overflow of toxins that we have.
Right. We're just like a garbage dump of toxins. Like they just keep coming in and piling up, right? It's like big piles of trash. Like they just keep coming in. It's not like you drink the juice for a month and you've detoxed and now you're good. It still comes in, right? Like you have to, on a continual basis,
Yes,
be
because it's in
proactively
what
doing
we
this.
eat, what we drink, what we breathe, what we clean with. It's the laundry detergent that we put on our clothes. It's everything now. It's everything. And there's some things that we have control over, and there's some things that we don't. You can't really have control over the air that you breathe per se because of the industrial era and everything like that. But you do have control in what you eat, what you drink, and what you clean with. So it's changes that you need to do if you're having issues to stay healthy, detox and stay healthy after that. You need to do it on a continuous basis, because even the small things that you breathe right now are affecting who you are as a healthy person or not,
Right. Yes. Yes. So I've kind of touched on it, but I want for you to touch on it more. How does the juice that we drink, that we talk about, how does the juice help somebody that has PCOS or that is having fertility issues? Like talk to the future mom right now. Talk to the lady that let me paint a picture, okay? There's a
I already
lady.
have the picture in my mind.
Well, I'm going to do it for the people watching real quick.
Okay, go
There's a
ahead.
lady out there somewhere. There's a woman out there somewhere who has been trying for years to get pregnant, who every single month gets the peas on these sticks every single month to see if she's pregnant. Are there 2 lines? Are there not? Is that a second line? Like driving themselves nuts. And then the 2 weeks later, if they're doing this, then they're probably also checking their ovulation. And then that cycle is going. And not only is it a roller coaster of crazy stress, right? But it's also that stress you're putting on your body. So now you're getting probably into a place of chronic stress anyway. And you might be moving into, just your what is it? Your
stress
tummy
hormones.
Yes, stress hormones. I was thinking of one in specific, but you're the doctor, so I don't remember the name of it. But
you have cortisol, serotonin. That's going to work on that also. Yeah. So it affects your stress hormones going to up the cortisol is going to up the inflammation. Then inflammation is going to start with the serotonin, so it's going to affect your mood also. It's going to affect the way you're capable of dealing with stress. So it's a big picture. And when you start having fertility problems, it affects everything in your life, because all of a sudden you focus only on that at a moment in time. It's not just until you decide to let it go and just nature take its course. And most of the time that's where it happens also. But I mean, all the effect, the physical effect that it encounters is really stressful, So what happens when the first thing that you need to do when you're having fertility problems is bring down the inflammation and detox the xenoestrogens. That's the first thing that you need to do. So if you are having fertility issues, you're having inflammation issues. That's for sure. And you're stocking xenoestrogens. That's for sure also. So if you've had, to deal with birth control before, or if you've had some tests done and your hormones are low, but you still can't have, you still can't be pregnant, you have toxins, of course. You're going to see that in the way that you stock your fat also. So lower belly, you're tight, your butt, that's we women stock those hormones, and men too now. You didn't see that before, but nowadays we do see that also. So that's the xenoestrogen hormones that we stock in our body. So if you do have that, that means the first thing you need to do is you have to detox. Everybody anyways should detox when they try to get pregnant, if it's fertility problems or not. Because you're transmitting all those toxins through the umbilical cord anyway, so the baby's going to have
that's a good point.
Yeah. So we need to detox. We need to detox anyways. And it's going to be healthier for you and healthier for the baby to come.
Yeah.
So, okay. So the first thing that needs to be done is reduce the inflammation and reduce the toxin overload. So that's what the juice does. You know, with the antioxidants and the detox blend, that's what it does. It prepares the body to receive what it wants to receive.
Yeah.
So if you want to get pregnant, you need to have the ideal environment for it to happen. So if you detox the xenoestrogens, you don't have the problems anymore of having the xeno birth control in your body.
Birth control.
That's what it is.
Yeah, right, right.
So I mean, you're giving yourself a better chance to get pregnant. Of course, we're talking about all those fertility issues non-related to a medical problem, because there is medical problems, you know, that you need to deal with. But if it's proven that it's not related to a medical problem and your doctors don't know what to do with you, well, that means that it's a toxic problem. You know?
Isn't that funny? If the doctors don't know what to do with you, chances are it's a toxin problem. Isn't that funny? Like, I mean, not funny. It's sad, but it's, but like, if you get to the end of the road with what your doctor can help you with, chances are very good it's just the toxins and really just detox. Like, that's really just what you should be doing at this point. That's funny.
And well, that's funny and not, because that should be the first thing that's suggested.
Right.
And it's not. It's the last thing that's suggested. They try everything else before, you know? So, So that's sad. That's sad because of that.
I'll second that. If anybody has any questions, feel free to go ahead and ask. But if you are watching this right now, if somebody has sent you to this video, or if somebody has tagged you in this video, or if you just somehow miraculously just saw it, right? Then you need to know that if you're getting this juice, first of all, if you have questions about the juice, message myself, message Chantal, message whoever sent you to this video. But if you're getting this juice, make sure that you get it from somebody on my team, okay? And the reason why is because we actually have a group. And that group has Chantal in there, where you can literally ask her questions about what is going on with you, okay? Like, she takes personal messages, I would say all the time.
Every day.
She takes personal messages all the time, but like, she loves this stuff. She loves to be able to help. She's a servant. Like, that's what this group is about. So there's myself in there. There's Chantal in there. We have a personal trainer that helps with workouts. We have recipes. We have nutrition guides. We do an 11-day cleanse every month. We reset, and we basically are a group of people that all want to do better, right? We all
Yep.
want to do better with our lives, with our bodies, with our families' lives. And then we help each other. We support each other in the process. But the only way to be in that group is to be on my team. So make sure that whoever you're ordering from, the only question you really need to ask them is, are you on Martha Krejci's team? If they say yes, then you are golden, okay? If they can't say yes, find somebody that is, message me, message Chantal, message somebody, okay? Because we'll be able to get you taken care of. I'm not saying that it's bad to be on anybody else's team. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying you can't have that group and you're not going to be able to have the relationship with us in that capacity. That's all. That's all.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chantal, let's talk real quick about well, we talked about how the juice helps. Do you want to, because we didn't really break down the whole, usually every week we break down how the juice helps. Do you want to do the free radical story? You want to do that?
Yeah, I'm getting good at this radical story.
Do it. Get it.
Okay, so what happens is you have a cell, okay, and you have the free radical. They only have one electron, and to be optimal, it needs to be paired. So usually what it's going to do is it's going to stick to the cell that's going to give the other electron for it to be thriving. But what happens is when you do have antioxidants, the antioxidants are going to provide the second electron, so it's not going to stick to the same cell. So the cell, because what happens is cell multiply within cells. So one cell is going to be 2 cells, is going to be 4 cells, is going to be 8 cells, and then it forms an organ, it forms a system, it forms a body. Okay, so the basic of everything is the cell. And in the cell, you've got the energies, you've got the DNA. So when the free radical sticks, it affects everything in the cell. It affects the DNA. It affects everything, the energy in the cell. So, and then it's going to multiply like that. So we don't want that. We really want the free radical to have the second electron and then to be flushed. So that's what a juice does. It gives the second electron to the free radical, and then it flushes the toxin that we don't need. So we can stay with the same cells all the time.
Right.
That's what's important, because if the cell is sane, well, you're gonna have a sane body eventually.
Right.
So that's what we want.
Exactly. If a cell divides and it has a free radical attached to it, you're dividing the free radical too. And and that is how inflammation spreads. And if we look at inflammation on a grander scale, you're starting to look at autoimmune disorders. You're starting to look at, depression, anxiety, gut stuff, so much gut stuff, right? You're starting to look at a whole bunch of things. Pretty much anything that you don't want to happen to you starts with inflammation.
Yeah.
If you want to break it all down to something, and that if you could stop inflammation in that small space right there where you just flood your body with antioxidants, allow the toxins to flush, and then you're not having as much inflammation, wouldn't you do that? Like that, you don't have to treat symptoms of things. You could actually just stop it where it begins, you guys. It's not magic.
Stop it at the root. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
it's not magic. It's nutrients, you guys. And you could juice, fruits and vegetables, and get all of this stuff as well. This isn't like magic juice by any means, but it's its own blend of juice, and it's already made for you, and it already has all of the things that help you flush it, that helps break it off of the cell, break the free radical off, and then flush it. I mean, you've got all of that stuff already. So that's it's not like you can't do it on your own. Just why would you? That's all really. But anyway, so my phone is almost dead, but that makes no difference here between us. So yeah, what do you say, Chantal? What are your last? You always have really good mic drops at the end of the shows. So what's your last thing that you want to say?
Okay, so when the first thing is when you're dealing with fertility issues is deal with the toxins, deal with the inflammation, and deal with your emotions also, because it's a lot of stress. If you can deal with that and do the steps to prepare yourself to be able to do that, I mean, why not?
Right.
Absolutely. It's not difficult. It just needs to be done.
Yeah. And it's more stress once you even get pregnant, right? So then you just completely take care of yourself. Just be kind to yourself at these times. Don't treat your body like it's a robot that has to do something for you, or making it synthetically do something for you. Just support it so it can naturally do the thing it's supposed to do. That's really the best way, I think.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Okay, well, friends, I don't know what we're talking about next week, but
we'll be back
about something. We'll be back, and we'll be talking about something. So everybody have an awesome Thursday and a great night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.